So this is the new Gold Wing, which is just launching now in the month of August for the European market. The Gold Wing has been developed over the last year and a half from our World Cup team. We really wanted to have a very high performing wing with the stiffest possible frame, which is the leading edge and the middle strut. And so we were really one of the first brands that developed and worked with the Alula guys in Canada to really see how we could put this into production. So it was a really long process to make sure that we had the right stitching. As you can see, the leading edge is all stitched with the 3 rows of stitching, and the seams are all stitched according to the specification of Alula, which is really required a lot of effort from the production company we work with. So we really wanted to achieve a super stiff wing, which allows you to have better upwind performance and more lift when you do jumps. So they are the 2 main features you can really feel immediately when you take a Gold Wing in your hands. The weight saving is about 1 kilo on a 5.0. So it's quite significant when you take the wing on top of your head and you try to lift it with one hand. You really feel that the wing is very, very lightweight. But really the most important thing when you ride the wing is that you immediately have this feeling of having something very stiff and very controllable at the same time. So there's no real advantage in low-end power, but there's a lot of advantage in terms of high-end control. So the leash tension is very much in control. The whole frame of the wing stays in the right place all the time, and the wing doesn't distort. So the frame really stays there, especially when you jump and you want to go higher and higher. The frame is there to support you. So really, these are the main features of the Gold Wing, and this really shows in the results. We have Francesco Capuzzo, which is leading the racing ranking, and Gollito is right up there in the first or second position all the time. Just won the event, a freestyle event in Lanzarote, and they're all using the Gold Wing for super high performance. So we really recommend this for guys that are really seriously wanting to go up the ladder in wing foiling, but it's not a wing for everyone, of course. So as you can see, we all use, let's say, classic handles, because we feel that for high performance freestyling especially, you need to have something soft and easy to handle. And we don't like anything stiff on the strut, especially if you really fall on top of it. And especially with such a high pressure you put, you can inflate this central strut up to 10 psi and 9 psi on the leading edge on the 5.0, for example. The reinforcements on the strut has to be minimized to keep the weight down. So if you have handles with really heavy reinforcement, you really risk to tear apart the material around the handles, whereas everything is really stitched properly and the handles have much more of a classic reinforcement, let's say. So we prefer to stay with the classic handles and keep it safe for everyone. So this is our Evo Wing. Is our kind of overall performance wing for everyone, from schools to beginners to intermediate free riders. It's a very simple frame. You have a long panel here to just keep maximum power in the very front end of the wing. Very square tips to minimize the wingspan of the wing somehow. And 3 handles, our classic structure on the handle to control the wing. Big window on the tips where you really need to see be totally comfortable when you jibe and tack around, especially for free riders and beginners. You want to make sure that they really have full control over the area they cover. And then a very simple frame with the straight horizontal panels on the whole wing. And the wing is very soft, but it's pretty powerful in terms of low end. And there's a lot of as you can see, there's less leash tension than most of the wings in the market, and this allows you to have a good twist. So whenever you get powered up with a wing like this, you don't have the leash tension, doesn't flutter, but still releases a lot of the power. So we really tend to get this wing in very large terms of use for the customers, and is our best-selling wing, especially in the size 5.5 and 5.0. So this is our Beluga limited edition. It comes in all the sizes from 35 liters all the way up to 125. One particular feature about this board is that they come with a pre-molded foam core about 25 kilos per cubic meter, so it's a very high density foam, and it's all molded, it's not CNC shaped. And the big advantage of this technology allows you to have a very solid core inside, so you only need a very thin layer of carbon. So we only use biaxial carbon fibers, only one layer on the outside of the bottom, and 3 layers on the deck area, so the board becomes very, very lightweight. So this is really I think some of the lightest weight boards in the market, and it's really for people that really want to maximize their height in jumps and rotation possibility without having a lot of swing weight from the nose. So you can literally use even longer type of boards. You don't necessarily need to go smaller and smaller for the weight, because already a 90-liter board like this weighs below 5 kilos. It's 4.9 to 5.2. All the boards are extremely lightweight, and they tend to be very much considered by high-level guys that want to use either the Wind Wing or the Gold Wing or whatever to really do the maximum performance with this type of product. Of course, in the boxes area, there's extra reinforcements. We have stringers that go all the way from the bottom to the deck. So the deck and the bottom are completely linked with the PVC stringers, and it's all covered by carbon fibers and triple patches of carbons in the boxes area. So very solid board. Of course, the boards had to be extremely you have to be extremely careful when you really hit a rock or you put it in the car, because the laminate is extremely thin. But for use, for jumps and for rotations, it's all solid. So the Blaze, this is a new front wing and rear wing that we just introduced a month ago on the small sizes, from 530 square centimeter all the way up to 950. And now this week we released the 1250, the 1550, the 1850 as well. So what the Blaze wing does is basically a slightly thinner profile compared to our Dynamic Pro, which was the high performance wing last year. So we reduce the thickness, we extend a bit the wingspan, we reduce the chord, so automatically you have more of a high aspect ratio wing, but it's kind of mid-high aspect ratio. All the aspect ratio of this is below 6, 5.8 to 6, so it's a really good, it looks like we're in the good average numbers, let's say. So the Blaze, it's really a wing for free riding and high performance as well. Our team rides in the World Cup all uses the Blaze for pretty much everything, from racing to freestyling. So it's a type of foil that we really estimate next year is going to be a good reference for the market, because it's easy to get started. Even with the 1550 I can go in 10, 12 knots and keep it all the way up to 25 knots with really good swell. Is my favorite. I'm 85 kilos and my favorite front wing is the 1550. I use it pretty much everywhere, from pumping to behind the wake to downwinders. So it's really a type of a foil design that I really think is going to be hitting the market really, really well. So we're really happy. We are able to, of course, to use the same front and rear wings attached to our universal fuselage and mast. And so we have fuselages that are really interfaced with the mast from aluminum to carbon. So the whole system of our foil range is integrated. You buy an aluminum foil with super thick front wings, for example, Universal 2400 or the 1750 to start up with the first time you really come up with a wing. And then you just buy the front wing and the rear wing, and you can really expand the range. If you're really serious about wing foiling in higher winds or performance foiling, you can also buy our carbon mast. And we have many different profiles. We start from 18mm profile, super stiff, super thick for big heavy guys, and we go all the way down to 40mm with our 105 and 95 centimeter mast for racing and slalom foiling. So we try to keep the concept of the foils extremely simple as possible. All our foils, as you can see, they are all linked with 3 screws over here for the front wing, 2 screws for the rear wing, and then 2 screws on the bottom of the fuselage, and 2 side screws in case you really want to be extra sure that you don't want to lose the fuselage. So the system is really, all the screws are M8s with a torque head, and we're really always been using this type of system for quite some time, and really happy to create a very solid package that allows the people to transform their overall let's say package on the foil, and it can really upgrade it depending on the foil level that they reach. Just this week we've been releasing the Blast Wing, which is a super high performance, high aspect ratio wing of 10 aspect ratio for the 1150, and it's a phenomenal front wing for downwinders or for expert people that go, you know, in racing. So this is our new Quicklock plate, and basically is a plate that you can assemble to your mast with only one screw in the back. So it really reduces the time of assembling the foil, avoiding to trim all the time 4 screws. So by assembling the Quicklock just with one screw, you can see it over here. It's very easy because you have a round screw that keep on pushing the foil forward, the plate forward. You just open it up and take it out. So your mast is separate from the Quicklock, and the main plate will stick to the board. So it's a very simple piece, as you can see, very solid and super practical. So we're really happy to introduce this for the first time in the market. Only one screw, M8, same screw as the other 4, and takes you only 1 second to set up your foil. So this is our Air Beluga Pro model. It's a new introduction from this summer. We have all volumes from 60 liters all the way up to 120 in the Pro model, and then we have 160, 200, 235 for the classic Air Beluga non-Pro model for the thicker volume for beginners and schools. The main thing about this Beluga is that the shape is really compact. We try to keep the maximum, the length as compact as possible to have less swing weight on the nose. And the important thing about this board is it's extremely stiff. It's built with a double stringers on the top, and so the whole structure of the drop is very, very stiff. We use high performance PVC on the side to make it also extremely stiff. On this section, we recommend to inflate the boards over 20 psi to have really maximum stiffness, very important. And then what really makes the whole board performing is the plate. The carbon plate has a special shape, it's a trapezoidal shape, so it's wider in the front and narrower in the back. Full carbon. Yes, carbon PVC structure on the middle to make it lightweight, and full carbon on the attachment point. You have a handle here which has a 45 degrees angle, so it's really easy to carry with only one hand like this. And the plate is really extremely stiff, and because of the width in the front, with the front foot, when you pump on the board, it becomes extremely stiff because the link between the front foot and the foil is mainly given by this section here. So we try to actually implement even wider and wider front plate because it really makes a huge difference in terms of pumping. So we use this board. That's the board that I use pretty much every day when I go winging these days, since we are able to put everything inside this bag. So on this bag you have the board folded, you have 2 wings, wetsuit, mast, front wing, rear wing, fuselage and pump. So one bag like this, you put it in your back car, you use it as a backpack like that, and you can really check in the airline as you were to be checking some clothing bag. So this is really revolutionary. You know, we've been always on the front line of making compact equipment with our compact rig designs for windsurfing, and we took this experience and we put everything inside this new technology we do with the Air Beluga. So really, really happy to be able to offer such a new product to the market, because people can travel with a lot of ease, and even though you want to go out on your everyday routine from your office to the beach, only one bag in the booth of your car and you're ready. So that's our new Pro model range in technology. We have this technology in all the shapes of our range, from the varial to the cotton to the machina to the barracuda and the Chiata, of course. So we try to really redesign the complete technology of the surfboards, because we really want to make sure that we can offer a real super lightweight board that has good flex but doesn't break and is really long lasting. So all this combination together is really hard to achieve. How do we do it? First of all, the foam. We are the only company that really injects the foam at 36 kilo per cubic meter in the mold. So when the board pops out of the mold, it's already almost rideable. You can go in the water, have a few runs up and down, and then you can just have a piece of styrofoam in your hands. So the 36 kilo foam gives an incredible technology base of strength. So you only need to laminate very lightly the deck and the bottom with S-glass and epoxy foam, and epoxy resin, sorry. And there is no stringers onto the board. There is no middle stringers, you can see here. No carbon, no stringers. All the stringers is these UD fibers that you have on the deck and of course on the bottom. But the real stringer of the boards are the rails. The rails are laminated with this special technology. It's called parabolic rail. It's very hard to laminate. Super thin stripe over here, getting wider and wider all the way to the nose. And this is the real stringer of the board. And what this does, it prevents the board from breaking, of course, but at the same time gives you this kind of soft feeling. You're able to really bend the tail of the board. You really wave ride, and you really want to crank your bottom tens where your foot is in this position. But at the same time, the board is super lightweight. We still have a bamboo deck, and the bamboo, it's 90 degrees to the length of the board, so the board still can keep on flexing, otherwise you make it too stiff. And the pads are all 5 millimeters, so you have really solid support underneath your feet. Of course, you will be able to create some dings around underneath your heel dents, but they're gonna stop right there, and you have really a solid product to be using for a long time. What we do also, you reinforce with PVC, as you can see the boxes, so they're really strong and durable. And the lightweight is really important on this type of board. So we were able to really do some pro technology that could be guaranteed for the customers if they really want to be serious about kitesurf boarding. So for our kitesurf boards range, I always recommend the people, except for the freestyler, that want to have the Vario, which is really a specific board for strapless freestyling, please use straps. Don't be shy to go in the water with full straps on, because that's really the best you can do to your kitesurfing experience. Straps gives you the power to go high and jump and use the kite to your maximum power, and also wave ride with a much more control over the chops and off the tops. Don't be shy. You don't look like a cook when you have full straps on. Actually, you have a lot more fun. You can really push your level so much easier. And I think that this strapless movement is really good for people which are really phenomenally talented. I'm not phenomenally talented, and I represent most of the customers around the world. And believe me, I have so much more fun when I use my straps. And I love kiteboarding in waves because I have my straps on. So use the straps. 4 kite ranges for year 27, year 2023. We had the Vision, which is like the all-terrain kite. Now we have the Passion, which is like our free ride and big air kite. We have the Obsession, which is our high performance freestyle and big boosting air kite. And then we have our most popular kite, the Religion, for wave riding. So here at St. Peter-Ordine we introduced the Passion, is our new free ride kite, which comes out with new colorways. It's basically the same shape as the year 26, last year's kite. We just change a bit, retune a little bit the leech tension and the bridle adjustments, but it's pretty much the same kite as we had last year. So we just have a new colorway with gray and black instead of white and black. We just introduced it here for the new season. So it's like kind of a preview for what you're going to be able to have from March onwards. So the Passion today is really our mainstream market for people that want to take kiteboarding in the easiest possible way. You can do big air, you can do cruising and freestyling with the kite, and it's like really for people who really want to have a pleasure of pure free riding. And the Passion has enough boost, enough maneuverability to really please you in all different type of conditions. And then the other kites, which is like the Vision, is more of like an all-terrain kite that is going from one strut design from the big sizes all the way down to a 12, and then becomes 3 struts. And is a kite for wave riding, free riding, pretty much all-terrain kite. The Obsession is our pure freestyle oriented kite, which is going more and more towards big air. And we really recommend to the people that are really moving from freestyle to look into big air, big boosting power. And then of course we have our Religion, which is our specific wave riding kite that has been like a benchmark for many years for all the wave riders, and we are really happy about its success worldwide, and we keep on thinking that you know, Religion is the right word for this type of vision. When you're a little bit older and you want to, you know, keep on going kiteboarding, you don't need to go so high, but you need to wave ride.